their planning processes were all the same. Whiteboards, Excel sheets, and they were all having problems with it. Okay, there's got to be some disruption here. You want to give them more insights, a better understanding of what's going on in their job sites, scheduling, planning, forecasting, production, performance from the trades. So that's something very exciting that we're working on right now.
Hello and welcome to another edition of STO Building Group Innovation Expo Series. Behind the scenes today with Franco Giaquinto of Outbuild. Franco, welcome. We've known each other for several years, and I think what you're building is really excellent. I'd love to share this with the team here and with the rest of the world. So first thing is, tell us what was the issue that you found in the industry that you wanted to solve, and how did you go about solving it?
First off, thank you for having me here. It's an absolute pleasure. Great to see you again, my friend. In terms of the challenge that we saw in the industry, so as you know, I had a previous company before that we were operating in South America, and we were trying to do just a project management tool for construction. Meeting with US-based companies, I saw that small or big, their planning processes were all the same. Just whiteboards, Excel sheets, MS Project, and they were all having problems with it. So that to me was a key indicator of, okay, there's got to be some disruption here. We need to focus on scheduling and planning, make it better, more collaborative, more integrated, and just take it to the next level. That's kind of like the first approach, the first idea.
Well, I think the two things you said right there that always had stuck out in like the conversations we've had was collaborative, right? And integrated. Those two things, I think you're right. We missed that. We missed that opportunity. Part of it is because of the way the industry is structured and like the way it's like, how that ball moves down the path of, design teams are onboarded, then the CM, then the subcontractors, and it's hard to build that plan up front. So tell us a bit about how you tackled that problem and came up with a great solution.
Yeah, so at the beginning, it was more operational, right? It was, if you're using these obsolete tools, they're disconnected, you don't have that collaboration aspect, you're not engaging your trades. Let's build a tool that allows for that, right? That's the beginning. That's the footing in the industry. And obviously, you got to build all the functionalities to be able to replace the incumbents, the status quo. So that takes a little bit of time. But once you get there, the approach is like, whoa, okay, now we're getting into contracts. Now we're getting into risk management, claims, all that stuff. So you figure out that the power of scheduling and planning being done collaboratively from the beginning is so much more powerful than just the operational excellence that you gain from, making it more collaborative and integrative. That's the first part. That's great. But when you think about the outcome, oh man, it's so much more powerful because you're talking about proper relationship and building healthy relationships between the owner, the GC, and the trades, all the way from the beginning to the end of the project. So it's really magic when you see them collaborating around one platform. That's kind of why we started building.
Yeah, agreed. Sure. And because of that, because you're looking at it from several different views, let's say, or vantage points. So how did you get the input from the owner and the CM and from the trades? Because everybody has a little different viewpoint from it and what they really want to see, and also how they want to plan things. Trades much more micro, right? We're sort of in the middle, and then sometimes the owner is just macro, tell us where we are. So tell us how you went up that food chain.
So the GC, like coordinating everything, obviously was the starting point, right? And I would say the toughest thing to accomplish is getting the buy-in from the field and the buy-in from the trade partners. Once you get that done, now you have all this very powerful and relevant information that you can bring up to an owner level and be like, okay, this is what's happening on the job site. Do you want to be a part of this? But the first thing is having the field buy-in. Like we started with that. Most of our team comes from the industry, so we have an internal customer. But it was always about how do we get the people engaged? How do we get them value? And then from that outcome, all that information, all that powerful stuff, how do we, bring the owners, bring the high-level GCs and all that stuff, and create that good relationship? Yeah.
Well, I think, almost everything that we focus on is really how do we improve the experience of the field teams, our superintendents, our project managers, because they have a very hard job to do. It's very complicated, and their efforts are tireless. So any way that we can improve that through efficiency, collaboration is really our goal. Tell me a little bit about how, from the beginning of your journey, Like, what developments are you working on today? And how may have the journey changed along the way because of sort of the feedback you got and like the lessons learned as you were developing it?
That's a great question. I mean, when you start and you're small, very small, your ambitions are not that big. So you start with like, oh, let's build a platform to do this. As you keep growing and see the power of what you're building, now you dream bigger. So at the beginning, like I said, it was more an operationally better platform, more collaborative, looked better, it was easier, sort of simplifying the process and making it better for the field. And as you keep growing and gaining customers and you hear their feedback, now you're like, okay, the power of this is massive. This is one of the most important things on any job site. So we can grab all this data, all these stakeholders, and make this functionality something that helps their business and help the relationships thrive, help the outcomes be better, finish projects on time, avoid claims and litigations and liquidation damages. I mean, I can go on for hours about our dream roadmap, but definitely, especially now with AI coming out, the things that you can do, it's so much more compelling than we were able to do in the past. So yeah, from an operationally better platform to now just outcomes. How do we sell that outcome, right? How do we help them improve their business all the way through? Yeah.
Perfect. That's great. Along the way, why don't you tell us some of your successes that really stand out?
So we're still growing, right? We can call ourselves like a successful company yet, but I would say at this point, with the hundreds of customers that we've gotten to, thousands of projects, our Series A, I would say best success is the team we've built. I know it sounds cliche, and I don't mean it in a cliche way. It's true. Like when you build a team and it's a unified team and they're good at what they do and they love what they do, that's the biggest success, right? Second success is building a product in an area that is so complicated because scheduling has been the same for 30 years, right? So you're ripping a process that has been the same for decades, right? So it's tough. So getting to the level of usage and commitment and traction with customers, that is a huge success. Another one I would say is also the investors and the people that we got involved since the beginning. We have a great combination of traditional venture capital, construction companies, construction VCs. So it seems like we tackle such an important problem that everyone that is, involved in the construction world, they want to be a part of this because they understand how powerful it is and what we're trying to accomplish. So that's also another success for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. And obviously, we're investors as well because we believe in the platform, we believe in the team. Especially, that's what we really bet on is the vision. The team has the ability to deliver on that vision. We feel that we're very confident in you. A couple of our brands have been using it. BCCI on the West Coast, RC Anderson as well. The feedback has been very good. We're looking to expand that as well. I know that you've been on the road. Right? You came here to New York through coming from Texas. Anything you want to talk about that trip?
So we love to do these road shows. So we get on the car, drive thousands of miles and visit current customers because we love to be on the field and listening to their feedback directly, and also potential customers. So they know that we partner with them all the way. And it's not just like, hey, here's software, let's talk in a year for the renewal. We have an incredible success team, an incredible support team. Like we partner with our customers truly. So it's just a show of like, hey, here's the CEO, here's the VP of sales, here's everyone involved in this deal. We wanna do the best for you guys.
I think that's a very successful driven model. That's perfect.
Yeah, we've done that a few times and we want to keep doing it. So yeah, if anyone wants us to come their way, let us know.
Perfect. So on your journey, not necessarily your road trips, but on your journey of developing the platform, have there been any surprises that you want to talk about?
Good or bad?
Either or. We'd like to hear them both.
Let's start with the bad and end with the good. So I'd say bad surprises. It's not bad, but things that you don't know when you start. Just how tough it is, right? The journey of building a company in this industry, how tough it is. It's not a linear path. It goes up and down, up and down, up and down. You got to be very aware of the industry and where's it going. Another thing is like there's no loyalty to like the name per se, only for what you're building. So you can't fail, right? So you're always like, you need to be better, you need to be better. There's competitors, there's all these new wave of technology. So you always need to be in tip-top shape. it's not a bad thing per se, but it's something that you don't know at the beginning. So it's a constant hustle and you need to be improving at all times. Like getting to a level of revenue or raising a round of funding doesn't mean anything because you're always looking for the next one and the next one. So that's not bad, but it's challenging. And in terms of like good surprises, to me personally, probably the understanding that when you bring good people in your team, you move so much faster. Like I was a solo founder, and at the beginning, I was doing a little bit of everything. And you're like, who's going to come and outwork me, right? It's tough as a founder. But then you bring someone that is, better at you or becomes better at you at different things, and you build a team of, like-minded individuals. They're high performers, and they focus on what they do, and the outcome is just works like an old machine, and it's incredible. And they end up doing way better than what you were doing. So that's a good surprise of like delegating and building a proper team takes you so much longer than so much further than doing it yourself for sure.
That's such an interesting point of view because from the construction side, we have a real need for talent. There's not a lot of people the way it used to be coming into the trades, coming into the business. But from the tech side, I'd like to hear about that. It seems like there's a bigger talent pool and it's growing. And I like to see that. I would love to see how some of that, talent makes it into the physical construction management piece of it all. But so where do you find your talent coming from?
So it's getting harder and harder. Yeah. It's a two-sided thing, right? Because you have a lot of construction people that want to get into tech because of a few known factors, right? It's exciting. You're still in the industry, but you're having a bigger impact. You don't have to commute at 4 a.m. There's all these things. You can spend more time with your family. But on the other side, you're taking people away from the industry, an industry that needs them more than ever. So it's kind of like a two-sided thing. You got to keep a balance, but it's easy to get people excited about technology because again, you're staying in the industry, you're doing what you love, but you have such a big impact. Like if I can give you an example, our success managers, if they come from the industry, what they usually do, instead of working in one project, now they're helping hundreds of companies in thousands of projects. Imagine the impact, right? You're traveling today, seeing a skyscraper in New York, then you're traveling tomorrow, you're seeing a data center in Texas, and you're working with thousands of people. It's exciting. It's exciting. So that part of construction, people moving to tech, it's amazing, and it's easier to convince them and get them excited. But again, you don't want to take people out of the industry because we're struggling to get people excited about construction, right?
100%, absolutely.
And that's what we need the most. So yeah, it's a tough balance, but we love to bring people from construction and teach them all of the tech stuff, metrics, processes. I feel like it works better for our model. Maybe other companies do the opposite, but for our model, it definitely works better.
Maybe you can tell me about one or two of the features that are different from the incumbents in the industry that really separate Outbuild from the rest.
Of course. So right off the bat, what we're trying to do differently is, again, we're providing with a newer, fresh software that is just as robust, but much easier to implement and to use, which is what the field needs. We're also adding the collaboration aspect so you can get everyone involved, the integration aspect so you can get the data that we have back and forth to other tools and make it seamless for the field teams, which is something that you need today, right? We have so many tools. We want them to talk to each other. That's something that we bring to the table as well. We're bringing iPad apps to empower superintendents.
And are you cloud-based also?
We're cloud-based. So obviously, that's a big win. And that's just the start, right? And I would say at this point, we've gotten to a point of evolution and development that we offer way more today, right? It's not only the scheduling CPM tool. We already bring the look ahead that is like super powerful. It's my favorite part of the platform. We bring the analytics, the insights, something they don't get today. And that's today, right? 4 years of building this company. So what's coming in the upcoming years, it's very exciting.
Great. Well,
and it's going to be a big leap from the incumbents for sure.
So Franco, I have to say that when I first saw the product about 4 years ago, I was very excited just because of like you say, a different look, the collaboration piece, the things that spit out of the platform based on the schedule. That was something that I really grabbed onto at the beginning. I thought it was great. Can you tell me about some of the new features that you're working on that are really exciting for you?
Oof, yeah, that's my favorite part. So going back also to your question before, like we build so much cool stuff in the platform today that doesn't exist in the industry, right? The modification request is one that you can look in our socials that is very special. But moving forward, I would say one big thing is the executive dashboard that we're building. Most of our customers are company-wide, right? So all of their projects are an Outbuild. So when you think about that, you want to give them more insights, a better understanding of what's going on in their job sites from a perspective of scheduling, planning, forecasting, production, performance from the trades. So that's something very exciting that we're working on right now. The AI portion, not to be like fugazi, but there's a lot of smart things that we're building into the platform that the customer doesn't really know that it's AI, but it's helping them with like better insights. That's something that we're working very hard on. What else? I mean, there's a lot of reportings coming soon that are going to be key for that, project delivery at the end, risk mitigation, the relationship between owner, trade, CM companies, that litigation portion. That's something that we really want to help. We feel like it's something that the industry doesn't need to go through. So that's something very exciting that we're working on. A lot of improvements on the iPad app. And yeah, that's what I would say for now. There's a few things that I'm going to keep under my sleeve. So next time I'm coming, I'm gonna let you know. But those are the big things that we're working on right now, and definitely there's a few more that I'm going to save for the future.
Perfect. One thing that we didn't talk about, but I would love to ask the question is, what about the design team? How are they integrated onto the platform?
Great question. So today we're working with a lot of like pre-con teams, like starting early on the schedules. And one thing we've been pushed a lot is that visual aid. So we're starting to add pictures, drawings. It's not out yet, but we're working on that. And eventually we'll get to the point of like 3D, 4D, all that stuff. As the company keeps evolving and our customers are more inclined to use BIM. But yeah, I would say we want to empower also with that visual aid aspect, so we can include anywhere from the architects, the design team, starting from pre-con all the way to like execution for sure.
Awesome. Well, Franco, thanks again for coming. Thanks for joining us. And again, join us in the next 3 to 6 months.
Thank you, Rob. Thanks for having us.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate you.